You ever had a summer that changed everything? One person, one kiss, one lie, and suddenly, you're no longer the girl you thought you were. This is the story of Dunni. Dunni was quiet, the kind of girl who kept her head low in public, whose voice rarely rose above a whisper. Long braids, thick glasses, and her mother's voice always playing in her head. Don't go in disgraces outside. Oh, you're not like those ones. She wasn't allowed to wear makeup. Her skirts never rose above the knee. At 19, she'd never been kissed, never been touched. Her world was simple: school, home, and church. But that summer changed everything. She got a part-time job at a clothing store inside Westfield, Stratford, folding t-shirts and minding her business. The summer heat pressed down on London like palm oil on rice. Customers were impatient. The tills were slow. But she didn't mind too much, because every afternoon around break time, she'd notice him. He worked in the store across the way, a dancewear shop. Tall, smooth-skinned, with short locks and that smile. That one smile that made her forget how to breathe. Leon. Every day he came to the food court and ordered the same thing: sweet chili chicken and Supermalt. And every day their eyes would meet for just a second longer than the day before. Their first real conversation started over spilled fries. Doney had just sat down when her drink slipped from her fingers, splashing across the floor and splattering the edge of his white trainers. "Ah, sorry," she gasped. He looked down, then up at her, and smiled. "Maybe you need someone to hold your hand next time." She covered her face and giggled nervously. From then on, things moved fast. They'd meet on lunch breaks, then after work. They'd walk the Stratford Canal at night, talking about music and books, and what it felt like to be African and young in this loud, cold city. He told her he was a dance student, born in Accra, but raised in Hackney. He'd show her moves in the alley beside the car park, and she'd laugh so hard her stomach hurt. He called her Shy Spice. She liked that. It made her feel like someone more interesting, someone worth seeing. Then one night in Victoria Park, under the stars, he leaned in and kissed her, slowly, softly, her first kiss. After that, she was hooked. They were always together, always texting, sneaking touches when no one was looking. He'd call her at midnight just to say her voice helped him sleep. They shared inside jokes and playlists. It felt like the kind of romance girls dreamed about, the kind you didn't tell your parents about. She'd never felt so alive. He invited her to his place one rainy Tuesday. His flat was small, just a studio, but it smelled like cocoa butter and incense. He played her a freestyle track he'd recorded. His voice over Afro soul rhythms made her melt. Then he looked at her and said, "You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen." He kissed her again, this time slower, with intention. She trembled, but when he whispered, "Only if you want to," she nodded. They undressed quietly, hands nervous, lips soft. It was clumsy, sweet, full of heat and trembling. When it was over, he pulled her close and kissed her forehead. "You're mine now," he whispered. She believed him, but slowly something shifted. He never let her stay the night. He turned his phone upside down when they were together. He never posted her on social media. When she asked to take a selfie together, he said, I don't really like cameras like that. Then one day, outside his flat, a woman walked by and muttered something in a language Doney didn't understand. But the tone was sharp, bitter. "Who was that?" she asked. Leon shrugged. "She's just my ex. Still salty. Long story." Doney nodded, but her chest felt tight. Another time, he cancelled a date last minute. "Family emergency," he said. "Gotta run to Croydon." That night, Doney wandered Stratford alone, thinking. She didn't want to be paranoid, but something in her spirit was uneasy. She ended up near the boot store on instinct. That's when she saw him. He wasn't in Croydon. He was with a woman. He was carrying her shopping bags, laughing, rubbing her pregnant belly. Doney froze. Her whole world went quiet, like someone had muted the city. She waited by the escalators. When he finally walked past, she stepped in the front of them. "Leon, who is she?" His eyes widened. The woman looked at her, confused. "Who's this?" she asked. Leon hesitated, swallowed hard. "She's just a girl from work." The word stabbed her. Before she knew it, her hand flew. The slap echoed through the shopping center. Then she turned and walked away. She cried for 3 days. Didn't go to work. Didn't eat. Her chest felt hollow. On the 4th day, he messaged her. "I never meant to hurt you. It was complicated. I didn't plan for this." She replied, "I was your plan B. Goodbye." She blocked him after that. That summer ended with rain and pain. She cut off her braids, bought new jeans, signed up for a creative writing course. She wrote her story down, every detail. It hurt, but it helped. One evening in November, she saw him again, outside a Molly's near Maryland. He looked tired, worn out. He waved at her, just a little. She didn't wave back. Not because she was angry, but because she'd moved on. He had been her first kiss, her first love, her first heartbreak, but not her last chapter. And that's how Doney found herself. Not in a man's arms, but in her own reflection. Stronger, wiser, still soft, but no longer naive. Because sometimes the pain that breaks you is the same pain that sets you free.